Welcome to the YouTube channel. This is the Crucible of NYC. I'm your host, Jamendo. Nice day, huh? It's nice to finally see these 70s weathers, man. It's crazy, man. This weather has been really something else, man. At least the skies are nice and blue with some chemtrails all over the place. Just wanted to take a little walk outside and just talk with you folks for a little bit. So what's crazy is that we've been seeing a lot of like prepping videos of people talking about how we all need to prepare about how we all need to prepare and have just the proper preps for your home. And I've always been doing this for years. I mean, I would say about 15, 20 years in prepping, always keeping flashlights, keeping essentials, and just cycling through them as I use them, you know, as they're about to expire, changed the rations and just use what we got, and always keep in store like extra water, candles, batteries, and flashlights. That's what we all been doing, but now recently in this day and age we have been just prepping a little more with like lithium iron phosphate batteries, portable battery banks, battery chargers, and essential things that in the event that the power goes out, that how are you going to cook, or how are you going to keep some heat if it's cold, and if it's too hot, how to keep yourself just always cool, you know. And I had put together some information and some lists that I'm going to be doing on this next video that's going to be coming up. I'm going to show you guys what I think that if you live in an apartment in the city or at a house, I think that these items would be essential. And I'll start off with the first thing, the batteries. I think that everyone should have some sort of backup power just in case, because not many times that we do have some sort of power, you know. We don't usually have power backups for like some generators that we have if you own a home, and if you have an apartment, a portable battery bank, something to charge your phone in the event you need to contact someone. And if the grid goes down, that you do have the lights go out and the receptions of the cell phone antennas go out, then it's a different story. Now you have no cell phone. And the next thing I would say to have in hand would be a communications device. So if you have family members that live nearby, anywhere between 10 to 30 mile radius, I would say invest into FRMS, I believe it's FRS radio, which is the walkie-talkies that range within 10 to 30 miles. And if you wanted something a little more professional, I would say invest into a ham radio. Learn the licenses if you can, if you want to do it legitimately. If you want to be legit and legal transmission, I would say get your ham radio license and have a spare real walkie-talkie that can transmit for miles. But also with those ham radios, they rely on repeaters. Repeaters are usually backed up by battery power, and I'm not sure if they use solar to keep the battery backed up, so I'm not sure 100%, but usually those towers are pretty robust, and they do keep the power going. So also if if the grid fails and everyone turns into chaotic methods, then those licenses won't count anymore, because who cares about the license? It's just a matter of listening. But if you do have a ham radio, you don't necessarily need a license to listen. You just need a license for transmission. And the third thing I would say to have is always a whole bunch of water. So it takes like about a gallon a day per person of water at an average to have. So if you have members of your family, try to calculate a reasonable amount of water to have in storage for you and your families. Drinking water is the most essential thing, because we can last for days without food, but it'll be a short time, like a day or two without water before you start dehydrating. And water for cleaning, sanitizing, and bathing would be an essential storage as well to keep. Also, to keep in mind, if you don't have those type of waters and you do come across water, if you have gas, you can boil the water, decontaminate it, have potable tablets to clean the water. That's another essential thing to keep in mind. I think they're called iodine pills, but I'll put the correct information if it's not. Number 4, I would say after having the batteries and everything, you need solar to charge the batteries. So I would go with a solar panel. I would say roughly something that can be in the window that you can place. If you have a fire escape, a panel that you could put in the daytime in the morning, and you could fold it up in the night and put it away. So this way you don't draw attention to you with a fixed solar panel. Because having a fixed solar panel, people who can look around can see through your window that you have some sort of power generation. So I would keep in mind to keep those types of panels. If you have glass panels, you put them out, and in the night just put them back in. There's glass panels and there's folding panels. There's 2 different types. The best part about having a glass panel is that the lifetime expectancy and the durability of a glass panel is a lot stronger, more robust than a folding panel. What would be the 5th one that I would think? I would say food. The most important one is the water, and second to that would be, I would say, food. So you would need to have some sort of food storage, food rationing. I would look into canned foods, non-perishable foods, crackers and all that stuff. Just keep them, keep purchasing them and recycling through them. Crackers, canned spaghetti and meatballs, believe it or not, any canned foods, vegetables, fruits that have a long shelf life, I would say store at least about a month or 2 if you can. So the rest of them, sometimes people get MREs, meals ready to eat. They're just packages. That food is already prepped. They're dehydrated foods. They just require either hot water, or sometimes they come with a preparation tablet, I believe it's called. It's like a little package that heats up the package. It heats up the water in the food. You could do it that way. Crackers and stuff like that. If you do have a refrigerator, keep in mind that if you don't have a portable battery backup, that food will spoil quickly. So the next thing to do is whatever you got in your fridge, just cook it and make it and then store it. Storing is another issue because you need to have some kind of cooling to keep the food from spoiling, but at least you can prolong for a couple of days of food without the refrigeration. You could recook it. 6, I would say supplies like utility supplies, like believe it or not, tape. You'd have that duct tape to tape anything up, to secure anything, to fix anything. If you have a broken window, if you have, for example, anything that breaks, like a hose for your car, or any kind of area you want to secure with duct tape, and just fix anything. And then you could also have like screwdrivers, nails, screws. If you want to enclose something and close something up, say for example the window breaks, you could put some duct tape with some plastic, or if you have some wood laying around, you could use some nails or screws to secure that window if it breaks. I think that there's so much to discuss, to saying, for example, having secure things to secure your home. And I think that the next one would probably be some sort of self-defense. Anything in that nature that you have to protect yourself. Like in case of anybody comes into your home, you never know, man, because when desperate times calls for desperate measures, people get out of hand sometimes when they don't have food, they don't have water, and they think someone has resources. People get desperate. So the next thing I would say is just, if you can, I mean, it's a little harder in this city to get a gun, because now you have to go through gun licenses, registrations and permits and all that stuff. But if you don't have that, I advise people to just watch Death Wish 3. It's an old crazy movie, man. It would never happen like that in the city. I'll never say never, but I don't think it would have something like that would happen here. But just to become, how can I say it, just like that you become just, you improvise with what you got to create some sort of defense at home, barriers, maybe even, just weapons or anything like that. But you never know. People are crazy. And people can get crazy, especially when there's no food, no water. People get crazy, man. Gas up your cars. That's another one I think that would definitely be in the list. If you own a vehicle, never let your gas tank fall less than half. Trust me. I remember that when the lights were out, I had just finished, in New York City when the lights went out, I had just finished filling up my car with gas. So I had a full tank, and everyone around me was like panicking because they had hardly any gas in their tank. So that's another plus to have. Cash on hand. Always, always, always. If you can spare it, carry at least $100 if you can. $200, $300 in 20s and 10s, 5s, because when the lights go out, guess what? No credit cards, no ATM cards, none of that. So I would say definitely invest in yourself and getting some money on hand, so that when something does happen, that you do have money to buy any kind of foods, essential products, anything. People are not going to just give things away. They're going to expect payment for what you're going to take. And last but not least, know your neighbors. Sometimes you think you know your neighbors because you say hi and bye every day, but you have to know, can you really trust your neighbors in the event that something like that happens? That will they turn on you, or will they just try to be accommodating and help you out, and you guys help each other out? So kind of like a trust system. Try to gain some kind of trust with your neighbors that if something happens, that you both can either help each other out or every man and woman for themselves, you know. But, oh man, so much to talk about. And it sucks because to actually talk about preparing for something bad to happen is, I guess, human nature. You're always going to go out of your house. If you're one of those people like me, I always carry a spare umbrella in my bag, not my book bag, but like in a shopping bag in case it rains. Have my spare water bottle with me all the time, a spare battery pack if I get stuck somewhere, and I could use my phone and charge it back up in the event something happens. I have a utility knife, like utility stuff that has an all-in-one. It's like a Gerber multi-purpose tool, and in case I need to open something or cut something, I have that on hand. I have spare batteries for my LED flashlight, and my LED flashlight's rechargeable. I have some emergency kits, for example, a Band-Aid kit, some cleaning kits, spare N95 mask in my book bag. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff to carry, but these are things that I think about when I'm outside. I also have like a little spray bottle that has alcohol. Yeah, man, but this is the world we're living in, that we have to live in preparation, not in fear. Just knowing if something happens, that we're ready. And there's nothing wrong with being ready. Trust me, nothing wrong with it. You go living about your life and you forget about everything else, just know that that's in the back of your pocket if you need to reach for it. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the next video to come. I'll show you guys what I have, what I think that would be ideal for a person who is prepping, that they should have at home. Beautiful day, man. Very, very beautiful day outside. So for those who are not from New York City and want to know where I'm at, I'm in the Bronx, taking a nice little walk through the scenic path. It's like a middle-class neighborhood. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on and what plans I have and what video to come for the next one. But I hope that you folks continue to have a wonderful day. If you're in the United States, I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. And if you're abroad, I hope the weather is just as good as it is here now. It's in the 70s. So it's not so hot and it's not so cold. Just right, the Goldilocks effect. And I hope that you all stay blessed. Take care and enjoy your day. Hey folks, yeah, something terribly unexpected happened while I was on my way walking. I saw an elderly man on the floor by the city bike rack, and I was told by the lady that was standing there who was on the phone with 911 that no one stopped to help this man. Everyone just looked at him, men and women, and continued to walk away, not even asking if the elderly man is okay. I stood with the man there. I asked him if he was okay. He opened his eyes, but very faintly, and I was able to help him in a seating position and ask someone to please get him a bottle of water so that I can at least give him the water and try to see if he may have fainted by just collapsing or losing consciousness, or maybe taking the medication that he may have taken a little more of. And the ambulance is actually leaving right now. I don't know if you guys can see the ambulance. It's actually leaving right now. And I think that people, man, I know there are good people out there, but there are some people that just don't want to get involved. But please, if you see an elderly man on the floor or women, please ask them if they're okay and try to help them with what you can. I understand that there's a lot of mental illness out here, and there's a lot of people out here that can cause us harm. But just use your judgment and just ask the person if they're okay, because it doesn't take much to ask someone if they're okay. So I found him here with his legs out. I don't know if in the previous video that I was recording, if you could see him, but I found him here laying by this Jeep with his head hanging over the sidewalk, and people just walked by and just kept looking at him and just kept acting like nothing is wrong, like if this is normal. And I'm a little surprised. Well, I shouldn't be a little surprised, because in these day and age that we live in, people's hearts are growing colder, man. And it's a shame. It's very sad that people can see people suffering and they just turn a blind eye to it like it's none of their business. And I get it. I truly get it. With this day and age, you have to be mindful and very precautious with who you get encountered with. But nowadays, you have to remember the elderly are a little more frail and weaker than we are, that we're a lot younger, a lot stronger, that we should be looking out for them. And I get it. Like I said, I totally get it. There's a lot of people with mental illness. But please, take into account we're human beings. You see another human being in distress, call 911 and just wait there with them and just at least try to talk to them. If you can assist them, assist them. But the most thing that you can do is help them is by also bringing them water or trying to help them to be in a seated position, because that man looked like he was struggling to breathe. And I give my respect to those FDNY and EMT people that are medical service. I applaud you guys for what you do, and thank you for saving this man's life. Unfortunately, this system is so imbalanced right now that mental illness is rampant everywhere. Doesn't matter what neighborhood you're coming from, doesn't matter where you live, it just doesn't matter. Right now, there's a lot of mental illness going on, a lot of people in need of help. If you see someone that looks like they need help, just turn to them and help them. But yeah, that was, I guess, my event for the day, and I guess good deed. But I don't do deeds to be recognized. I just do them because as we're all, children of God, we all have to help one another, man. Life is too short, man. You gotta appreciate each other. And everything that we do, we gotta make sure we take care of each other. That could be your grandparents, that could be your mother, your father, that could be anybody that you know, relative, family. can be anyone. It could be laying out flat on the floor. Just please help one another out. Look for some source of balance in people, man. But thank you all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe if you can, but I'm not doing this part for liking and subscribing, but it does help me out to grow and just to realize everything that's going on out here and with everybody else too. I hope you enjoyed the walk, folks. Take care.